Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lore Lodge official podcast, or the Lore Lads, or tonight the Lore Lad, because Aiden is on a plane home from Dallas. So I'm sorry there was a little bit of an audio issue at the beginning, because Streamlabs absolutely hates me. So hopefully I'm loud enough for you guys, hopefully everything is working out, but yeah, just to quickly recap what I was saying, for those of you who are here live, before before I realized that I was somehow muted despite Streamlabs showing me the bar. Anyway, point is, yeah, I was in the middle of trying to fix it while Aiden was on the phone with me. Point is, there were a few different options for what we could have done tonight. I could have postponed the show. I could have canceled the show. I could have gone for a replacement co-host for the evening. But I decided that the best way to go about this was to use the time, use our platform to talk about what is going on right now in Western North Carolina. It's not just Western North Carolina, to be clear. Florida's been hit. I think Louisiana, Alabama, all of the southern states got hit by this, for the most part. But from what I understand, North Carolina is getting some of the worst of it. I mean, we're talking like entire highways that have been just blown out by flooding. We are talking about highways in Tennessee that have seen the same thing. I had a picture from near Chattanooga that one of our viewers sent me. This morning I spoke to a friend of mine who works with FEMA. She's in Florida, but she was able to give me some pointers about what's going on, what the situation is. I got in touch with Kalen Kennedy, who did our intro music, to check in and make sure he's okay. Thankfully he is. But no, I have a whole bunch of friends down in North and South Carolina, Tennessee. I have been reaching out to several of them, trying to make sure everybody's okay. I felt that the best use of time for this show tonight was to talk about the situation and talk about how people can help, because obviously hurricanes come through the South every year. There's a lot of devastation. A lot of houses get destroyed. And, some of the time it's not a big deal. Some of the time we get Katrina. So this appears to be Katrina for North Carolina and some of Tennessee and South Carolina. I mean, I'm hearing stuff. There are entire towns that they can't get to because, like, somebody from FEMA was telling me today that they have had trouble getting out to some of these towns to deliver aid, to start setting up, because there's just no way in on the road. So there's search and rescue efforts going on in a lot of places, but they can't get all of the aid where it's needed because, again, the disaster organizations are trying to cover multiple states at once right now that have been hit a lot harder than anybody anticipated. So I think, what I meant to have this up earlier. I guess I just don't have it at the moment, but let's see. I'm going to pull up really quickly just a video from here we go. Here's a raw video of it from 11 Alive. I'm going to pull up. Oh, wrong screen. Wrong screen. Hang on. One moment. Like I said, I did not do everything perfectly today. Where is... Okay, now it's not showing the proper window as an option. Maybe if I pull you over here, will you show me? No, you won't. Wonderful. Give me 1 second here. I'm sorry. I thought this would work. But I'm a silly, goofy boy, it would seem. So, let's do screen capture, add. We're going to have that be screen 1. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're going to drop this guy down here. You guys get to see how the magic of podcasting works in real time. Isn't that fun? Isn't that exciting? So this guy comes down here and goes right above my actual camera. So this is some of the devastation. I have the sound is off right now. I don't know what is said in this video, but this is obviously the last few days. I mean, entire towns have been destroyed for all intents and purposes. And if you look, I mean, right here, these are obviously boats. I think there was a river here. But if you look at how much timber is in the water right now, that is coming from trees. It is coming from buildings. It is coming from homes. I mean, it's Like right here, we have an entire highway that's just gone. Like this roadway is gone. The structure that was here will have to be moved west of this. I shouldn't say west, but left of this roadway because rebuilding this, it's never going to be as steady as it used to be. Which means that this home right here, unless they decide to build a bridge right in this spot, just totally excavate and build a bridge, this home might need to be demolished by via eminent domain. So, I mean, entire livelihoods are being affected here in a way that I don't think a lot of people are realizing. And because this isn't a community, an area that is typically hit very hard by hurricanes, not only do they lack the resources to properly and effectively fight it, but it's also not getting the news attention that we would hope. Don't get me wrong, the news is covering this. I've seen plenty of mainstream stuff about it, but I I was around for Katrina. I was a kid at the time. Um, I was a young kid, by the way, just to be wrong thing. To be very clear. So let me keep this up in the corner while I continue talking so you guys can see it. But I'm not seeing the level of response we had to Katrina. And obviously Katrina was in New Orleans. It was a much more populous area. But I think back to Irene, which hit us really hard up here in the Northeast. I mean, I remember New Jersey was crushed. Even parts of, the Philadelphia area got hammered, and we're not on the water. And we have the Delaware River, we have the bay, but we're not on the water. So I just don't. I wanted to make sure that we used our platform correctly here. This is bad, guys. This is really bad. I don't think there's really any other way to put it. This is what it looks like in large swaths of Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And these communities, I gotta tell you, it's not the same as when it's coastal. Coastal communities have the benefit of the ocean. You can get supplies there from the water very easily. Interior Carolina? No, not so much. A lot of these are very poor communities already. They are places where sometimes people don't have access to running water. I don't mean to generalize the South or the Appalachian region. I just want you to understand that some of the places that got hit by this hurricane were already devastated economically to the extent that they were 50 years behind where the rest of the country is right now. So rebuilding North Carolina is going to be a lot of work. It's going to involve, highway crews at first. There's a lot of places where they can't get supplies because the only way to do it is by helicopter. I saw drone footage of people being rescued who were literally just on a house surrounded by water as far as you could see. This is what it looks like up in the corner of your screen, if I can make this bigger for a second. So, it's... See, this is Asheville. I mean, from the Citizen Times. Like, Asheville's a small city, and it's just... it's gone, you know? This is not the kind of rebuilding that takes a couple of weeks. This is the kind of rebuilding that takes a couple of years, and that's if you got the money to do it. And let me tell you, some of the bigger cities, the urban communities, they might have it, but there's a lot of places that aren't going to. I mean, this is just it's genuinely something I've never seen before in my almost 27 years on this planet. I know that's not a particularly long time for a lot of you, but for me, I mean, this is insane to watch. And I just think about how many stories we've told about this area just over the summer in the last 3 months, and to see this come through, I will say this much: if there is probably no place on the planet better prepared in terms of the community that lives there for handling something like this. The search and rescue teams in North Carolina and Tennessee are top notch. They are some of the best in the world. They are very experienced. They have a lot of people they go looking for every year because people do stupid things like go off trail on the Appalachian Trail. But this is I thought that it needed to be made very clear how this was going, and more there's more to it. Obviously, let me see if I can find. Here we go. So there were a couple of things that I wanted to just start with here because obviously this is devastation that can't be described properly. I don't know the numbers. I'm seeing in the billions. All I know is that people are dead. People are still missing, and for those who made it out, they currently have nowhere to go. I mean, hopefully they've got family out of the area that can take them in for a little while. Hopefully there are relief organizations that are going to be on the ground doing what they can as soon as possible. I know that they are for the most part. But this is a serious situation. And I know that there's been an emergency declared at the federal level. I know that at the state level there's been emergencies declared. I don't know what's been done so far. I do know that FEMA is pretty hamstrung at the moment, but that I'm sorry, it's upsetting. So anyway, here's what I learned today. What I learned today is that cash donations are preferable. That is at this moment. In terms of what is needed down there, it is cash. It is just money to buy goods, because what I was told by by people from FEMA is that if you were to send food, if you were to send clothing, tools, things like that, they then have to take people off of other tasks to organize and distribute those things. And right now, that's not what they need. Right now, they need money so that they can say, all right, we need these things. Somebody go to the store and get these things. It would be great for them to have tools and supplies, but at the moment, that's not what they want. What they want is cash donations to organizations that are centered around building this stuff up and fixing these things. So what I was told is that these first 2 weeks, cash donations, the American Red Cross is a great option. I also was told Samaritan's Purse is trying to think of the others off the top of my head that were mentioned directly to me. Samaritan's Purse, Salvation Army, Red Cross. Those are the three big ones that came to mind. Let me grab you. I have pulled up a list of other things. Oh, it's right here. I'm stupid. I set this up better than I thought I did. So what I have right here is some of the organizations that are best equipped right now locally to handle this. So just in terms of larger organizations, verified organizations, we've got the Appalachia Funders Network. We have the Southeast Climate and Energy Network. You want to tag those with Helene, Mutual Aid Disaster Relief. We have Hurricane Helene Airlift Relief, Operation Airdrop, the American Red Cross Hurricane Helene Relief Fund, the Lutheran Disaster Response Hurricane Helene, Salvation Army Hurricane Helene Relief, Samaritan's Purse, Democracy Green, and Day One. And then, of course, there are the bigger resources, the people to, these are the groups that you would report loved ones who are in need of aid to. So, or if you have loved ones, these are the numbers to give them. So there's crisis cleanup assistance for Virginia and North Carolina. There is the Red Cross. There is the North Carolina Emergency Management Team. We have things for basically every involved state has an emergency management team, which is great. Missing children should be reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. All of this information is right there in the description. If you go to, there's a little spot where I put it, just places to donate, things like that. I will tell you guys directly. I personally have been reaching out to a few different organizations, one of which is the Masons. I am currently working with my own District Deputy Grand Master of the Pennsylvania Freemasons, as well as I just got information about, or I got the information of somebody in Tennessee who has some pull at some of the lodges down there, and I have asked my DDGM, District Deputy Grand Master, to put me in contact with some lodges down in North Carolina so that I can try and help coordinate a Masonic response as well. That is what Freemasonry is about at its core. It is helping your neighbors. So that is sort of what I'm working on personally. I will say, if I have any Masons watching right now, I know I have a number in the audience. Overall, this is where we're needed right now. Reach out to your lodge, ask your lodge, your worshipful master, your secretary, whoever. Ask them what you can do to help. Ask them to reach out to lodges in the area to help. And if you are a Freemason, that is probably your best avenue of assistance, because the Masons will organize the aid effort there. And make sure the resources go to the right places. Freemasons do not just help other Freemasons, just to be clear for the record. It is just as a charity organization, there are a few that can be compared to Freemasonry. I'm not saying this to brag. It's just a way of me saying, like, the reason I'm saying if you're a Mason, go through the Masons, is because they will handle it properly. If you are not a Mason, then I have put the American Red Cross as a fundraiser on this episode of the show, and I would highly recommend going to that Appalachian Voices link that I put in the description, because that is going to show you all of the places that you can donate, all of the places that you can go to help out with things. Now, what I wanted to touch on next, if I can find the correct, there we go. Right, that's what it was. That is what I wanted to talk about next. I said a few moments ago that cash donations right now are the go-to. That is what they need. That is what they want. If you're going to send cash, make sure you're sending it to a reputable organization, obviously. I would expect that everything in that Appalachian Voices list is a verified, reputable resource. Otherwise, a local organization would not have recommended them. And that's why I went with Appalachian Voices. It was recommended to me by somebody on Reddit. I will also try and pop that Reddit thread into the description. I just now thought to do that. But earlier I'd said cash donations right now. That's going to be great for the next couple of weeks. But what I was told, again, by people at FEMA, is that after 2 weeks is when the aid really tends to taper off. So if you're interested in sending goods, that's the time to do it, is 2 weeks to a month out. That's going to be when they need those things. It's going to be when they need clothing, food. They've probably gotten through the initial disaster relief process, and they'll be able to adequately distribute those resources. Looking at the overall organizations, this is also the time 2 weeks out that you're probably going to want to start looking more local. You're going to want to look at community centers, churches, other religious gathering places, just anyone who in the community is a resource for those in need. So that means food banks, that means community centers, that means even public schools might need things. So those are great places to send resources, and it's best to do that after the initial effort, because right now they're in emergency management mode. They are not in get everybody, set up with canned goods mode. What you want right now is to pay for housing. You want to help pay for immediate supplies, things like that. And I will say this much, in terms of the recovery, what I'll probably be doing is over the next few months, I will be putting up a fundraiser. I'm going to try and get Google to accept a couple of the more local ones. But I will be directing people as I'm able to, because this is going to take a long time to clean up. It's not going to be over in 2 weeks. It's not going to be something we just forget about. People in that region of the United States are going to be suffering for a very long time because of what has happened over the last week. So that's, and I do want to say, I see people in the chat talking about Virginia, Kentucky, Florida, Alabama, also definitely all places that need attention. What I'm hearing right now is that Western North Carolina has it the absolute worst. And I'm hearing that from emergency management individuals. I'm also hearing it from people in Western North Carolina and the surrounding states who are like, no, North Carolina by far is in the worst condition. Yeah, that's a good point too. I would, Dave, anyone wanting to volunteer, wait a couple of weeks. Right now, they probably have more people than they know what to deal with, and they're probably turning people away. As time goes on, you're gonna see the calls go out. That's when you need to answer. When they're calling for your help, that's when they need it the most. So make sure to be in those places. Make sure to be aware. And again, as I get information, as I am able to provide resources, I will be doing so. This is a region of the United States that we talked about just more than I ever thought I would over the last 3 months. So it only feels right that I dedicate as much as I can effort wise to this. But yeah, so the most crucial time for direct assistance, that being going in to build homes, going in to repair things, all of that, that's going to be in a couple weeks. And pardon me, I need to go beg my husky to stop scratching at the door because she thinks that there is a cat under there for some reason, and there is not. And it's driving me insane. Archie, come on. Come on, bud. Good. Apologies. Had to make some adjustments. Bring both the dogs into the studio so that they will be quiet. But yeah, so that's the gist of what I wanted to get through for the most part this episode, but there is more, so stay tuned. Hang on. I do have something from one of my friends who works at FEMA. I'm just gonna read this to you guys because I don't want to dox her and her Facebook profile. But this is what I got from her. She told me, she told basically Ella. She told basically, you're making it really hard for me to do my job. Come here, Ella. If you've ever wanted a husky, no, you don't. Archie, stop it. Alright, well, if you're just going to scream at me, you can leave. You want to come up, Archie? You want to come up? Okay, come on. Oh, come on. Alright. Oh, good. Her mom's home. Now maybe she'll stop screaming at me. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So as I was saying, one of the big things a lot of people don't know in these circumstances is that you can in fact reach out to FEMA, and FEMA can help you. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of government agencies. That's not, I don't keep that a secret. I can't say bad things about FEMA. I know people who have worked there, and they are, oh, okay, bye. They are very hardworking. They are very serious about what they do, and they do it for the right reasons. So what my friend said was that the first thing to do is start your process with flood insurance if you have any. And I'm giving you guys this information so that you can pass it along, because I'm assuming most of the people directly affected by this right now are not able to watch a YouTube stream. So if you know anybody who's affected, or if you just want to share information, I'll get a text post of this up, and I'll put it up on our community page. But even if you do not have flood insurance, even if you don't think you are able to get access to FEMA funding, you might be able to. The worst thing that's going to happen is that they will deny you, and they will say, sorry, we can't right now. But let me get through this first. So, first, if you have flood insurance, you have to start there. You have to go through your flood insurance first. This is mostly for financial assistance at the moment, by the way. A lot of other things are going to be handled by other groups. But yes, so if you have flood insurance, you should absolutely go that route first. But after that, it's FEMA. And so here's what I was given. Your county must be declared. That is the most important part, because if it's not declared, nothing matters. If it's the worst you ever flooded in, then it probably will be declared. So in this case, as far as I'm aware, every affected county in the affected region has declared that they are in a state of emergency, and the president and the vice president have signed off, from what I understand. you can, in order to apply online, you go to disasterassistance.gov. You can also apply on the phone or in person, but online is, in my friend's opinion, the easiest way to do it. She said that registration, when this was posted 3 days ago, is not open yet, but should be in about a week. And if Helene is listed on their application, you can apply, and she says to check every day. She said you can upload any receipts you have and other documentation like the deed to the house so they can confirm ownership and identity. And from what I understand, this is typically where people get denied, is that they do not provide enough information to prove that they own the home and the home has been damaged to the extent they claim. Can upload any receipts you have and other documentation. Yeah, there we go. Then, after this is applied for, a FEMA inspector will come out to the house and assess damage. If the house is deemed unsafe to live in, then you may be eligible for rental assistance for a new place and may be reimbursed for any cleaning supplies you had to purchase. You should keep any and all receipts and upload them online. After this, a determination will be made for how much money you are eligible for. If you provide direct deposit information, she recommends this. You will get money immediately. It's yours to use however you want. Obviously, you should use that money for home, food, essentials, things like that. If you are not happy with the FEMA inspector, the amount of money given, etc., you can appeal the decision and FEMA will look into it again. So if the inspector comes out to your house and says, you don't have it that bad, I can only give you $500, and you're like, well, I have $1,500 in damages, you can then go and reapply, and she says don't give up. One thing to note is that if you do go through FEMA, you will be required to maintain flood insurance after this point, and if you don't, you will not be eligible for further FEMA assistance in the future. So I can say this much: living on the East Coast, within a couple hours of the Jersey Shore, this is one thing that has come up a lot in conversation. Is like, well, why are these people getting FEMA assistance if they chose to build in a place that gets walloped by hurricanes? That's the thing, is they want you to go through your flood insurance first. They want you to have flood insurance, and if you don't have that flood insurance, then they won't assist you. So it is something of a matter of, taking responsibility for your own decisions, but at the same time, you can never fully expect a natural disaster. So that's kind of the situation you're in. And then finally, she says this can be a long process. If you get a denial letter, do not quit. Denial letters mean you are missing some information, so don't let that make you give up. She says to call 1-800-621-3362. Again, that is 1-800-621-3362, or go in person to a disaster recovery center if you have questions. So basically, the bottom line here that she gave to me is always apply for FEMA assistance. Just do it. Even if you don't think you're going to get it, apply for it. And then I will pop this guy on the screen for you guys to take screenshots of, to take pictures of, to write down the information. Just one moment. There we go. This is FEMA's disaster assistance line. It is probably the best place to call if you are in need of assistance right now. Of course, there's stuff they want you to have available, and this is all so that they can begin helping you as soon as possible. They're not trying to put you through hoops. They're not trying to get you to, prove you're actually in need. I mean, that's part of it, but that's because they don't want people committing fraud. So this is the basic process that I was given. And then again, here is the web page for the various charities that you can donate to. It's a lot of places, but the reason I went with Red Cross for the actual fundraiser is mostly because it's on YouTube. It is an American organization that is on YouTube that is generally trusted. So I felt that was the best way to go. And then up here I have this guy I posted about disaster relief. So we've got a few different things, smaller things. For example, if you're, if you're looking to donate more specifically, this would probably be the place to go. I will actually grab this right now, and I will pop it into the chat whenever I can find the chat. You guys are getting a sneak peek at this week's research right now. So here we go. So I just popped the Reddit thread in, if you want to take a look at that. And then I'm going to pop myself over to here. So, East Tennessee Foundation is actually on that list from Appalachian Voices. I think this might be Unicoi County. The animal shelter in Irwin, Tennessee was flooded. They need help. So if you have money earmarked for donations to animal shelters, that's a good place to send it. East Tennessee Foundation, of course. Samaritan's Purse, they're saying, is currently on the ground working in North Carolina, and they're trying to get into Tennessee as well. Oh, here we go. Here's a Google Doc. That's helpful. So let me copy that and paste it right into the chat as well. There we go. There we go. Get that thrown in there as well. I'm also so glad that I didn't even have to say it, that you guys just knew I would prefer that you donate instead of send super chats. Like, awesome. That is awesome. You guys get me. So, yeah, and this is actually awesome. This is huge. This is a huge document. So, I'm going to toss this guy actually right into the description right now. Doc, compiling, resources, and orgs. There you go. Fixed that. All right, yeah, so this is awesome, actually. Like, I posted this earlier today, so I haven't had a chance to look through it as much. Let's see. So, yeah, there's App Voices, Triangle Mutual Aid, and Mutual Aid Disaster Relief. We have just the Tennessee government's directing people to East Tennessee Relief, I believe, East Tennessee Foundation. And then this is the Appalachia Funders Network, which I believe is actually listed in here. Yeah, Appalachia Funders Network. So, for example, if you were to go and look at one of these sites, here's what you'd find. Right here, Appalachia Funders Network, right up top. You know, just you can click right here, pull it up. Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky. We also have, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of these. I'm trying to find. Let's see. So, all right, Airlift Relief, Operation Airdrop. You know, it's actually pretty incredible to see everything that's in here. I mean, this community, the Appalachian community, is pretty incredible when it comes to helping each other out with things. Also, that's the other one that I really wanted to bring up. Shelters. So, if you know of anybody who is in need of some place to stay, there are places that they can go. Okay? There are a lot of places they can go, actually. Multiple counties, multiple states, all of this listed right here. If you are local, there are donation drop-off centers you can go to. And my guess is that if you were, you know, say you're in a position where you don't have money, but you do have food, I don't know how that would work out, but, you know, maybe that's your position somehow. You probably could call these shelters and say, hey, can I mail something here? And they will let you know. They have animal shelters on this list. They have a bunch of flood relief supplies that they recommend you donate. Again, FEMA says cash preferred at the moment. Then probably 2 weeks out from when everything started, that's when you're going to want to look into things like this on this list. You know, I really wish that there was I wish there was one place where all this stuff was listed for people to go anytime anything happens, but you know, this is great for what it is. So I'm gonna try and bring myself back here. There we go. Drag you over here so that I can more accurately read chats while I do this. And also, guys, I mean, I'm genuinely flabbergasted at how much money you guys have already donated. I mean, I don't know how fast it updates for you guys. We've hit almost $1,000 already for the Red Cross. So that's genuinely phenomenal. You know, thank you guys so much. I'm really proud of this community. I'm proud of the people who are involved, and this is great to see. So, you know, I don't necessarily have much more to say on the subject right now. my goal in this was to get resources out there, was to use my soapbox to tell people what they can do. And I'm grateful that I am in the position where I'm able to do that. I've been blessed with this opportunity and this platform, so I want to make sure it's used for good. And I feel like we've been able to do that time and time again. So thank you guys so much. I'm just a mouthpiece. You guys are doing a huge amount of work here. So that said, if there's anything, people are saying they're not able to donate. That could be a number of things. Just go to the Appalachian Network that I linked in the description. That gives you a little bit more time to troubleshoot, and it might be a little easier than YouTube is making it. Chances are your credit card company is declining it because it's going to YouTube, and they don't understand why it's going to YouTube. So, but that said, I don't have a ton more to say on the subject. So, I mean, if there's anything that people in the audience know, if you're from the area, if you know people in the area, my glasses are lopsided. That's not good. If you know people in the area, let me know. Let me know if there's anything I can do, if there's word I can spread. If there is a GoFundMe from a person that you trust, give it to me. I will post links to things. I will read through GoFundMes and even try and determine who seems to be in the most dire situation, so I can give people something of a ranking to look at. But yeah, that's. I wish I had more to say. I wish I had more advice to give. I wish I had more resources to dedicate. But I don't. All I have is you guys and what you guys are willing to help me with. So I'm going to be making some more targeted donations myself, calling a few very specific organizations to try and get some money sent to the right places. And I will say this: if you are part of the Masonic community, let me know, because I can probably tell you exactly where to go. If you are not, Appalachian Voices, great resource to have. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Google not allowing people to donate. It's like I said, it's probably your credit card company. You can always donate directly to any of these organizations. Most of them have their website. If the YouTube one isn't working right now, the YouTube one isn't working right now. We will be putting that same fundraiser up on this Friday's video, as well as on next Monday's live stream, and probably also next Friday's video. So, and I will make a point to bring all of this up when I am down on Pop Culture Crisis in a week. So hopefully I can bring that audience into the fold as well. I know some of you are actually crossover, so I should probably text Brett and Mary and see if they're willing to join the fundraiser. But I'm going to read through some of these super chats, because I'm seeing people from the area are mentioning things, and I would love to be able to get some of their input. So give me 1 second here. Yeah, and just what Kellen just said too. If you are able to help. If you are not able, do not put yourself out in a position where you are going to be in need yourself. Can only help other people when you yourself are in a stable position. Which is, I'll say this much: if you don't have money to donate, but you're able to cook and you live locally, that might be something you can offer. If you can volunteer your time, that might be something that's needed as well. There's a lot of people probably won't be able to help you get down there, but at the very least, you can see what there is to do and hopefully be able to help yourself. So I am going to look through some of these super chats, and I'm seeing some people who are talking about specific places and, their situations. So if I can look through here, Ben Allen says Chimney Rock is currently in the lake. I'm seeing a few different people mentioning Chimney Rock actually just straight up being in a river. So I'm going to really quickly pull this up, because... Oh, good God. All right, I'm going to pull this one up. Give me a sec. Oh, boy. So this is from Fox Weather. These are, I'm going to see if it lets me open this carousel any bigger. It won't, but I can probably zoom in a good bit. There we go. So, it lowers the quality too much. All right. I mean, I think you guys get the picture just from these. I remember I saw a video of just an entire, I don't even know how to put it. It was just an entire community that got wiped out. Really, right now of all times, an ad right now. An ad right now. So this is Chimney Rock. I mean, it honestly might be more appropriate to say this was Chimney Rock. I don't even have words. So I mean that's Chimney Rock alone. I mean here it's a highway that's just gone. It's just not there anymore. And I think that's really what the true devastation is going to be here is transportation. There's just so many of these communities are devastated at the transportation level. You know? So, those buildings are currently in Lake Lure. So let me, I can probably, yeah. So Chimney Rock usually looks like this. Like that's what the river usually looks like. And from what I understand, this lake over here has now just kind of expanded out to here. It's again, you can't properly adequately describe the situation there. Spruce Pine, they're saying, I've seen horrible images of Asheville. Pull that one up for you. So, you mean Asheville, North Carolina. Oh my god, come on, man. This is Asheville. This is what Asheville looks like most of the time. If we go to Hurricane Helene, I mean, it's just... Here we go. It's not just little villages like Chimney Rock. I mean, there are cities that are devastated. Just think about how heavy just a small piece of asphalt is, and look at those slabs that have been lifted up whole and sent across roads into yards. I mean, this is incredibly widespread. And I think the other thing that a lot of people might not recognize too is, you know, if you go on a map, one second, so let's pull up Google Maps here. So let's do Asheville, directions, Chimney Rock. This is not a small area. Okay? That is 20 miles just between Asheville and Chimney Rock. And that's not the limit here. I mean, that's... where's Boone? Yeah. So up here, Boone, North Carolina. Not any better. Oh my god. Here we go. Yep. So here we go. Washington Post. I don't think I even need to let the video load, to be honest, but this is Boone on the 27th. So this is 3 days ago. And this is, after the floodwaters rushed through. I mean, just huge swaths of territory gone. This right here is the picture I used for the thumbnail. I mean, here, let me zoom in on it a bit for you. It's just communities that are gone, that have been there for 200-300 years, and they've just been washed away by floods. And it's not like coastal cities where it's easy to rebuild, where you can have basically all of your resources sitting on a barge offshore. You're stuck with what you can get in and out. And until those highways are repaired, they can't get in and out. They're stuck. Gonna read through here. Local shops in Chimney Rock have GoFundMes. JD Petty, if you could do me a huge favor, if you're in the Discord, please go into that Hurricane Helene relief channel in the Discord that I set up and post any links you find. That goes for really everybody. If you find resources, if you find, hang on, I'm going to show my face again. If you find resources, if you find organizations, charities, if you know of anybody who needs help, put it into that Discord channel, and I can just take right from that Discord channel and post to all 561,000 of you on YouTube, easily, in the blink of an eye. I will probably be following this up with a TikTok video tomorrow as well as an Instagram reel, just to get information out on those channels, those platforms. But, that's what I'm saying, is I got 500,000 people that follow this channel. If you have information, give it to me. I will spread it. I will do everything that I can to make sure that information gets out there. Okay. Yes. So some homeowners insurance will cover it. Flood insurance will also cover it. If you live, I think what this is proof of is that if you live in an area that could flood, realistically, flood insurance is probably a good idea if you own a home or a vehicle. I think that's the lesson to be learned here. Because FEMA can help you the first time, but if you don't have the insurance the next time, they're not going to be able to. Audrey said her college letting another college stay on their campus. I wish I could do more to help them. You probably can. I mean, I don't know where you go to college, but I'm sure that they would allow a bake sale. I'm sure they would probably allow you to cook for those students, to set up clothing drives, things like that. There are things you can do, but also, don't feel bad if you're unable to help. Not everybody is in a position where they have the bandwidth to help. It's part of the reason that I went with Red Cross is because it's the easiest one to go with. People can rest assured they don't have to do their own research. They can just donate to the Red Cross and know that the right people are going to get the money. All right, yeah. If you're not in the Discord, I will set up. I'll find something else to set up. Maybe a Google Doc or something. Let's see. Also, the Discord link is in the video descriptions. Biltmore Village. I did see something about Biltmore come up. Here we go. Oh boy. It's not looking great. Looks like it's been pretty bad. Submerged in 25 feet of water. It's weird to see the Citizen Times. I have quoted them before. State was built on the lower slope of Lone Pine Mountain. Oh boy. Yeah, that's Asheville. Okay. Yeah, so Biltmore got hit with the same thing that Asheville got hit with, and it looks like it's been... It looks like it's probably going to need extensive repairs, unfortunately. I do hope the people on the trail are safe. That is one thing that had occurred to me. I mean, if any of you know somebody who was on the trail, if you haven't heard from them, report that to the Red Cross. Report that to the disaster management groups. In fact, if you haven't heard from a relative or a loved one, you can report that they are in the disaster zone on their behalf, and at least that way they know to look for these people, because nobody's checking during the evacuation. Nobody's got a checklist where they're saying, all right, yeah, the Wilsons made it, the Jenkins made it. Has anybody seen The Simpsons? Um, you know, if there's somebody you're worried about that you haven't heard from, that nobody you know has heard from, go and report it. But check first to make sure that nobody's heard from them. You don't want to waste resources if it's at all avoidable. But if err on the side of caution, if you think somebody's missing, let somebody know you think somebody's missing. Let's see. Yeah, this would be the opportune moment to get Starlink up and running down there. I would be surprised if it's not. Um, Curious. Yep. Starlink and compact cell towers deployed in North Carolina mountains as of looks like yesterday. Um, Love how it says by Biden administration. Um, let's see. Helene almost dropped a tree on your aunt's house. Jeez. Okay, good. 2 Starlink stations. Awesome. That's what I mean, by the way, is it's Starlink that's deploying them. Like, it's not the government. I'm sure they requested it, but okay, Spencer Patton says, feel free to message me if you have people in the Candler, Weaverville, or Swinona areas. I will be helping on the ground in the coming months. This is home and I'm not going anywhere. You know what, Spencer? I can really respect that. Like, I genuinely respect that quite a bit. That's the kind of attitude people need to have for their communities, you know? Even if you can't get along with everybody in the country at once, at the very least, when you're dealing with your local community, you can be there even if you disagree with people. You know, nobody's asking about political affiliation or religion or anything like that right now. It's just about getting people the help they need so that they can survive. Let's see. Some gay fucks. Gotta read these names before I read these names. Said, my sister's boyfriend went to Asheville University. He managed to get out of Asheville before a major road collapsed, and that, yeah. Yep. What else do we have? The majority of businesses in downtown Newport are pretty much total losses. Oh boy, guess we're looking at Newport, Tennessee. This is part of why I wanted to do this, is because, you know, specific locations are getting all of the attention, and that's, you know, those places probably need it, but I want people to understand this isn't just Western North Carolina. It's a lot of the Appalachian region. Let's see. Sorry, Ella is still scratching at the door and it's driving me up a wall. I'm back. There we go. I'm gonna keep looking through things. You know, I think maybe this weekend I'll be able to do an extended stream on my personal channel, like a donation-a-thon, whatever the term would be. Da, 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 da. Ben Allen is saying that he has no cell service where he is. Ben, I don't know specifically where you are, but good to know. What else is in here? Sorry, I'm trying to get through everything. Blake Cobb says he's still in Boone/Deep Gap and it's pretty rough. A lot of people are trapped. He's going into his fourth night without power and water, using creek water to flush your toilet. Jeez, dude. If there's anything we can do, man, like it set up. If you guys who are down there can get together and set up some GoFundMe's, I will happily share what I can. I honestly didn't think so many people who are in the affected areas were going to be able to tune into the stream. So if you're down there and you need direct assistance, let me know. And I will see if we can get GoFundMe's up. I would obviously want to see, like some ID, something like that. Make sure that, I know you're legit. I will say this. I think if we start promoting GoFundMe's, those that are a group of people or based around a community center, a church, a town council, something like that, probably going to be the ones that people are more willing to donate to because people don't want to get scammed. And I'm sure there are plenty of people out there scamming right now based off of this, and I'm just trying not to think about it. Let's see, Newport. Where's Newport, Tennessee? Again, guys, I can't exaggerate how far-reaching this is. Like, if we open this up in maps, right? We've got... There's Newport up here. And there are Google Maps markers for floods. Here, let me pull this up a little bigger. So Google Maps currently has markers for flooding running from down here in Mount Vernon, Rutherford area, all the way up here to Tennessee. That is 91 miles. 91 miles of flooding. It's just... And I gotta say, what's got me shocked, more than anything, a lot of the time with big storms, they get stopped by mountains. You rarely see storms move across the Rockies, for example. Now, the Rockies are 2-3 times as tall as the Appalachians at their tallest point. I think the tallest mountain in Appalachia is half the size of the average mountain in the Rockies. So, maybe that had something to do with it, but it also might just be the angle, because it might have swung around the mountains entirely. But yeah, I think, maybe this will help with everything, like the grand scheme of things, Looking at a full-size map of the United States, I'm realizing you guys can't see what's on my screen. Looking at a full-size map of the United States. This is basically, if we were to go, if we were to move these guys around a little bit here, if we go to the bottom of Tennessee to the top of Tennessee, the flooding is almost as broad as Tennessee is tall. I'm aware that Appalachia is technically a rainforest. My point was more about storms moving over it. But yeah, it's crazy how broad this is. And this is Biltmore. Pull up this video for you. This is the kind of thing that's every single one of these homes is going to require full restoration of at least one of its floors. Depending on the extent of the damage, possibly even being rebuilt. That's crushing for historical communities because you can't rebuild history. You can just remodel it. You can try and make it look like it used to. I mean, this is from, what's this one from? This is from heavy.com. See, a cathedral that escaped devastating floods before was hit this time. I mean, that's closed and assessing damage. Jeez. Shared the Chimney Rock Village Relief Fund. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of these. The only reason a lot of the historical stuff may not be a total loss, is that it's historical. So there will be efforts to preserve those buildings at a higher level than elsewhere. But sorry, I'm just reading through things. Most buildings in Asheville are at least 100 years old. Jeez. Okay, Newport, Tennessee is below Hot Springs. Elizabethton was hit hard too. Satarma 42 says. Let's take a look at it. Because we talked about Roan Mountain, the two cases we covered most recently. Although, has the Larry Davenport video come? Yeah, it did. That was the nearest town. In fact, if we just go down a little bit here. Wait, is that the right Elizabethton? Yeah, it is. It's hard to see. I'm not used to this mountain. Here, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this is Roan Mountain right down here. That's Elizabethton. I mean, they are not far away. It's like 25 miles. I'll say what's crazy is it looks like this is not too far from where the Eloise Lindsay stuff went down either. I don't know, maybe it's a different Laurel Falls. But unironically, a nuclear bomb may not have been that damaging. Yeah. Jeez, dams are open. Sorry, I'm just looking through everything. Anyone know if Cayuga broke its banks? I can certainly look. Hurricane Helene caused catastrophic damage in the southeast. Okay, the Episcopal Camp, Cayuga, and the Conference Center definitely got nailed. I'm not seeing... I don't know, maybe, Cayuga's a lake? I don't know. Not from the region, so... Ah, it is a lake. We are seeing extensive flooding around the area. Where'd that go? Wait, okay, it was there a second ago. Ah, here we go. We are seeing extensive flooding around the area. Roads are flooded or washed out. The winds have begun to blow some and are expected to reach 26 miles per hour sustained. So this is from Thursday the 26th, and it has not yet been updated. So that doesn't sound great. Yes, Kellen, I'm glad you mentioned the non-perishable food, water, batteries, and the like, because we are currently searching for a sponsor who does that. Let me really quickly pull my face back up. So we are looking to partner with a company that makes emergency food supplies, just emergency kits in general. We kind of want to offer a Lore Lodge apocalypse kit. This is, not to profit off of a bad situation, but because it's necessary at times like this. I mean, this is when you need those things. It's not just the apocalypse. It's not just, Sharknado or Red Dawn or something like that. You never know what kind of disaster is going to strike you, and there's really nowhere in the U.S. that you're safe completely from any kind of disaster. California has earthquakes and droughts. The Northwest gets pretty big storms and has its own slew of problems that are probably not as bad as the rest of the country, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it. Out in this area, you get all sorts of tornadoes. Up here, you still get hit by hurricanes and earthquakes happen sometimes. Why? I don't know. I just know I got hit by an earthquake when I was in high school. And I lived around here. So, droughts, famines, natural disasters, all sorts of different things. Um, there's never a bad time to be prepared, I guess is the way to put it. So, I think that's about all I can really say. Uh, I like I said, there's a lot of people in here who are really impressing me and really giving me a lot of hope for society. Uh, but to be honest, I am also getting over a little bit of respiratory thing, and I'm starting to lose my voice. I can feel it. So since I have to shoot tomorrow, I've got to record for the next week. I think I'm gonna hop off. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for snowstorms in the Midwest. Thank you so much for everything that you've been willing to do, willing to donate. Let me quickly see what we're up to here. I mean, we've already raised $1,621. I am so impressed and proud of all of you. Keep spreading the word. People can donate to this fundraiser even after this stream ends. So if there are people you think need resources, people you think should see this, please send it to them. This isn't about me making money. I'm not monetizing this stream beyond the basic pre-roll ad. So for me, this is really about making sure the money goes where it needs to go. So I'm not telling you to share this video so I can make money off of it. I'm telling you to share this video because even though I know I was probably a little bit rambling, I think that the information I was given was important, and I hope that it's helpful to you guys as well. I'll try and write something a little bit more coherent to go in this Friday's video. I'm not positive I'll be able to make it happen, but I'm going to try. And I guess we'll see where things go from there. But at the very least, I will be providing a list of resources and a basic go-over of that. I will also tell everybody this Friday's video is an MMIW case. It is a very interesting MMIW case. Unfortunately, an unsolved one. With that all said, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for tuning in and for sharing your hard-earned money with those who need it. I'm very proud to have your guys' trust and to have you come here and be willing to take what I'm saying seriously and help those in need more than anything. So thank you all so much, and I will see you guys in a week. And those of you who watch the streams on my personal channel, I believe I will see you guys tomorrow evening for a music stream. So I will make that a fundraiser as well. I will make everything I can a fundraiser until the funds no longer need to be raised. So thank you all, and good night.